This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video here on my own personal YouTube channel. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today. As always, it is very much appreciated. What we've got coming up today is another Classic Watch 25 possible. It is St Leger week here in the UK and Ireland. St Leger at the cover for older horses as well as 3-year-olds in Ireland, and Doncaster for the 3-year-olds only in the UK. The final St Leger in both the final Classic, in both the UK and Ireland in 2025. So it's time to try and nail down any possibilities that we could have outstanding on our list at the moment and get them on the video on the YouTube channel with a view to getting them on the great site before the races this coming weekend. We've got a good one coming up for you today related to plenty of nice horses. But before we do that, where can people find these horses? Well, the horses can be found at classicwatch25.great/site.net. People will see there's plenty of horses on the site from Japan, USA, the UK, Ireland, France and Germany, all represented this year, complete with a roll of honour as well, which is not at all up to date. That normally is the sort of thing that only gets done when there is very little to be done, which is certainly not the case at the moment as we begin to nail down a Classic Watch 26 horses as well. It's the sort of thing that I like to dive on and do probably in the last week of the year, just to get the site all up and running, all done for at the end of the year. That's always the aim anyway. classicwatch25.great/site.net is where people will be able to find all these horses, maybe this one as well, because it is entered in the UK St Leger at Doncaster. 3-year-old colt, Scandinavia, trained by Aidan O'Brien, owned by Coolmore, Michael Tabor, Derek Smith and John Magnier, sired by Justify out of a dam called Fabulous, who herself is out of Galileo. The horse was bred by Orpendale, Chelston and Wynott. This horse really has come from nowhere. It's gone from winning a maiden on its 4th start, running to a mark of 92. It then improved 16 when it finished 5th at Royal Ascot, 5th out of 13 in the Group 2 Queen's Vase on its 4th start, up to 1 mile and 6 furlongs, 5th behind the Classic Watch 25 possible Karmas on the day. And since then, the horse has gone from strength to strength. The horse managed to win the Group 3 Bahrain Trophy on the 10th of July 2025, where it dominated the field that day, winning by 8.5 lengths, running to a mark of 117. And then Connections took advantage against his elders, where the horse came back out at the end of July and won the Group 1 Goodwood Gold Cup over 2 miles, where he beat stablemate and older horse Illinois by 3/4 of a length, running to a Racing Post rating of 119. So this horse is already a Group 1 winner against his elders and a Group 3 winner against the 3-year-olds, but he has been beaten by a Classic Watch 25 possible in the Queen's Vase as well. But you'd have to be worried as well that it took him 3 starts to get off the mark. He was beaten behind Green Impact on his first start. Green Impact turned out to be not a bad horse. And then he ran at Newmarket and Doncaster in maidens in England towards the end of his 2-year-old season. But really, it's his 3-year-old season that he is being judged on. And he found some improvement there between May and July. Found a lot of improvement very quickly. And as a consequence of that, I think the horse will probably go off quite short for the St Leger. The horse has won 3 of his 7 starts, so you will see that. And you'll see that the horse is entered at the 3rd, and is also entered in the Irish St Leger on Sunday, the 14th of September. But it's looking pretty much like he will take his chance at Doncaster, where he was up until the race will open again in a day or so, probably. And he will be quite a warm order, I should imagine, should he line up on the day. Very interesting horse, Scandinavia. People will see, if they look on the Pedigree online thoroughbred database, they will see that Scandinavia is dam line 11. And everything is up to date on there. 7 starts, 3 wins, a second and a third. €8,700 and 406,273 UK pounds. In his career, third at 3, first in the Goodwood Cup, and first also in the Bahrain Trophy. Everything up to date at the moment. You will see on there. What we're going to do with this one is we're going to take a look at the first 4 dams of the horse, because the 4th dam of the horse was born in 1967, which is 7 years before me. So we'll take a look at the first 4 dams. We'll pick up any relatives that we find along the way. And then in the usual fashion, we will try and decide whether this horse is a classic horse. We'll watch the horse win 2 pattern races. We'll watch him win the Bahrain Trophy. And we'll also watch him win the Goodwood Cup. And then we will end the video, I think. So, without further ado, let's crack on. We're going to take a look first at 2 pattern race horses before we even get to the dam of this horse. Above the Curve is the first one we need to look at. A filly born in 2019, sired by American Pharaoh out of a dam called Fabulous. So this is half-sister to our horse. Above the Curve raced 14 times in her career, 4 wins, 2 seconds and 4 thirds. In the first 3 in 10 of her 14 starts, managing to earn €431,750, €204,974 UK pounds, and $20,000. You know, the currency is really dividing them on this horse. 3 different types of currency there. Above the Curve, I'm sure you know how much these people would love one world currency. Above the Curve, you'll see at 3. The horse was a Group 1 winner, won the Group 1 Prix St. Hilary of 2022. That race now a Group 2 race. And the horse also won the Group 2 Blandford Stakes at the Curragh as well. And at 4, the horse won another Group 2 race as well, winner of the Prix Corrida at St. Cloud. Horse was also placed in other Group 1s, 3rd in the Prix de l'Opera of 2022, 2nd in the Nassau of 2023, and 3rd in another 2 Group 1s that year as well, the Petit Poly Stakes and the Prix Jean Ramenet. So this horse was pretty good, Group 1 and dual Group 2 winner, and placed in multiple Group 1s as well, Above the Curve. Very good horse, owned by Coolmore and Westerberg, and bred by the same people, Orpendale, Chelston and Wyatt. The next horse we need to take a look at is Thinking of You, a mare born in 2018, sired by American Pharaoh again, out of Fabulous. This one, Thinking of You, raced 11 times in her career, managed to win once and be placed 3 times for third. Not as good as the last one, just earnings of £19,398 in her career. Thinking of You was placed in 3 pattern races. She was 3rd in the Group 2 Well Park Stakes at 2 in 2020. And at 3, the horse was 3rd in the Irish 1000 Guineas Trial and the Cairn Rouge Stakes, the listed race at Killarney. So Group 2, Group 3 and listed placed horse, despite earning only £19,000 on the track. A cover there of £1.5 million in 2022, justified. So this horse could be in the paddock soon, breeding horses again, owned by Wertheimer Affrere, this one. Bred again by Orpendale, Chelston and Wyatt. We are now finally at the dam of the horse, Scandinavia. You'll see the dam Fabulous. The dam Fabulous, born in 2013, sired by Galileo out of Mariah's Storm. Fabulous was unraced in her career. Unraced horse as the first dam of our horse, Scandinavia. But what she is an incredibly bred horse, it's fair to say. We're gonna reel off some horses now, everybody. Giant's Causeway is the first one we need to take a look at. A horse born in 1997, sired by Stormcat out of Mariah's Storm. Giants Causeway raced 13 times in his career and was never out of the first two in his career. 9 wins and 4 seconds for earnings of $3,078,989 in his career. Giants Causeway won plenty of races. At 2, he won the Group 3 Futurity Stakes, and he also won the Group 1 in those days, Prix de la Salamandra. Don't know what race that is now. At 3, the horse won the Group 3 Glasner Stakes. He then won the Group 1 St James's Palace Stakes. He won the Eclipse. He won the Sussex Stakes, the Juddmonte International, the Irish Champion Stakes. The horse was second in the 2,000 guineas, the Irish 2,000 guineas, and the Queen Elizabeth II race, and the Breeders' Cup Classic. What a horse. The Iron Horse he went down as, and that is why. What a career the horse had. Raced in Great Britain, Ireland, France and the US. 2000 British Racehorse Owners Association Horse of the Year. The horse entered stud in 2001 at Coolmore. Went to Kentucky in 2002 before suddenly dying in April the 16th, 2018, following a brief illness. This horse shuttled as well to Argentina and Australia in his career. You look for a sire like Footsteps in the Sand, you'll see there that Giants Causeway entered stud in 2021, Australia in 2001. Champion sire in the USA in 2009, 2010 and 2012. Champion sire in Japan in 2009 and 2011. Second on the French sire list in 2005. Champion broodmare sire in Peru in 2020 and 2021. The horse sired 2,051 progeny to race, 1,389 winners, earnings of over $241 million on the track, 196 stakes winners sired by this legendary horse, and also 148 stakes place getters. So that's the sort of standard that we're holding Scandinavia to. I mean, what a horse Giants Causeway was. There was others on this line as well. Got to take a look at Freud. Freud was born a year before Giants Causeway in 1998. Another one by Storm Cat out of Mariah's Storm. Freud raced 12 times in his career, 1 win, 2 seconds and a third. 4 out of 12 times in the first 3. Earnings of $44,016 in his career. Freud managed to finish third in the Group 2 Cork and Orrery Stakes at Royal Ascot in 2001. He entered stud as well in New York and went to Argentina from 2010. He has since been pensioned off Giant Causeway's younger brother there, Freud. Another one we need to take a look at without any shadow of a doubt is You're So Thrilling, a mare born in 2005, sired by Storm Cat, again out of Mariah's Storm. You're So Thrilling raced 7 times in her career. She finished in the first 2 in 4 of her 7 starts, 2 wins and 2 places. Earnings of €83,678 and £52,658 in her career. You're So Thrilling at 2 managed to win the Group 2 Cherry Hinton Stakes, and she also won the Group 3 Sprint Stakes at Naas as well, finishing second at Royal Ascot in the Albany, and at 3 she was 4th in the Group 1 Matron Stakes held at Leopardstown. Very good 2-year-old, 6 furlong winner at 2, and a Group 2 winner and a Group 3 winner and multiple black type producer. She's arguably one of the best broodmares ever lived. Every single one of her foals to hit the track was a pattern race quality. We're going to look at every single one of them now. The first one we're going to take a look at is Glen Eagles, a horse born in 2012, sired by Galileo out of You're So Thrilling. Glen Eagles raced 11 times in his career, 7 wins and 1/3, 8 times out of 11 in the first 3. Earnings of €500,125 and £527,545 British pounds. Glen Eagles at 2 managed to win a Group 1 winner of the National Stakes of 2014. The horse also won the Group 2 Futurity Stakes and the Group 3 Tyros Stakes. Third, disqualified from first in the Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère. At 3, the horse was a classic winner of the UK 2,000 guineas, of 2015. Horse also won the Irish 2000 Guineas the same year, and the horse also won the St James's Palace Stakes the same year. Cartier, champion 2-year-old colt of 2014. On a line that didn't have of Giant's Causeway on it, this would probably go down as quite a good horse, wouldn't it? Glen Eagles, sorry. Interesting years at stud Glen Eagles has had, where he's still available to stand for a fee of €20,000 at the moment. Still standing at Castlehyde Stud, which is the Coolmore National Hunt Wing, funnily enough. You'll see that the horse has done quite well at stud, it's fair to say. The horse has foaled 661. Foals, 497 of them have ran. And between them, 313 winners have won 821 races. The horse has side 43 individual stakes winners, who between them have won 78 stakes races, and is also side 28 individual graded winners, who between them have won 45 graded races. So yeah, pretty good stallion, it's fair to say, without any shadow of a doubt. 2, 3 and 4 pattern races, you'll see there that graded winners have been bred at all ages, and it's the colts that seem to lead sway over the fillies. They've won a lot more races, and they've won a lot more graded races, the colts as well. They don't want the minimum trip, 5 furlongs and under, have produced just 1 graded winner, but people seem to be in business at most of the other trips, really, if they get a good one. Well, mostly have gone round in Great Britain, France and Ireland, although 46 now have gone round in Italy and 21 have gone round in the USA, 22 in Germany and 12 in Australia. So the sire is spreading his worldwide influence, it's fair to say. Done quite well in Germany, hasn't he? Where he signed 6 graded winners. But yeah, interesting stallion, I'd say, more than anything. Giant's Causeway. Glen Eagles, sorry, my mistake on this line. Easily done. But yeah, good horse, Glen Eagles. Another one we need to take a look at is Marvellous, a filly born in 2011, sired by Galileo out of You're So Thrilling. Marvellous raced 5 times in her career and managed to win twice for earnings of €184,005. Marvellous won the Irish 1,000 Guineas of 2014. So another classic winner there. Marvellous. She is a black type producer, but she hasn't really produced anything that is worth a place in this video up to this point. But she is a classic winner in her own right. Happily is another one we need to look at. A mare born in 2015, sired by Galileo out of You're So Thrilling. Happily raced 14 times in her career, 4 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. 8 out of 14 times in the first 3. Just the 3 currencies for Happily: €570,160, £137,557, and $20,000 that the horse has earned in her career, Happily. Again, she was classic placed twice in the UK and Irish 1,000 Guineas of 2018 when she finished 3rd. She also finished 4th in the French Oaks that year, the Prix de Diane, and 2nd at 3 in the Sun Chariot. But it was at 2 she really took her form. She won the Group 3 Silver Flash Stakes, and she won 2 Group 1 races. She won the Moyglare Stud Stakes race against the girls, and she also won the Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère against the colts at Chantilly in the year the Arc was held at Chantilly. So dual Group 1 winning 2-year-old Happily. Never quite hit the same heights at 3, it's fair to say, although she was placed in 2 classics. Joan of Arc is the next one we need to look at. A mare born in 2018, sired by Galileo out of You're So Thrilling. Joan of Arc raced 7 times in her career, 3 wins, 2 seconds and a third. She was only out of the first 3 in 1 of her 7 starts, and she earned £678,002 British pounds in her career, despite winning the French Oaks. She won the French Oaks of 2021, Joan of Arc, and she also won the Irish 1,000 Guineas Trial Group 3, finishing 2nd in the big race itself, and also 3rd in the National Stakes in the same year. Trained, as usual, with all these by Aidan O'Brien. So yeah, another classic winner off this line, courtesy of Joan of Arc. Taj Mahal is a horse born in 2014, sired by Galileo, out of You're So Thrilling. Taj Mahal raced 31 times in his career, 4 wins, 4 seconds and 3 thirds. So he was in the first 3 in 11 of 31 starts, earnings of $997,277 Australian dollars. This horse. Taj Mahal made his breakthrough really in Australia, even though he entered stud in 2020 back in Europe. Taj Mahal actually was third in the Group 3 Kilovalent Stakes in Ireland in 2016 at 2. At 3, the horse managed to win the Group 2 Sandown Zipping Classic, and the horse was second also in the Group 1 Secretariat Stakes, and also second in the 2000 Leopardstown Guineas Trial, a listed race. Fourth in the Jockey Club as well, at Chantilly, the French Derby. At 4, the horse won again. He won the Zipping Classic Group 2 race, and he also won the Group 3 JRA Cup, held at Mooney Valley as well. Dual Group 2 and Group 3 winner, Group 1 placed, raced in Australia as the Taj Mahal, and in Europe as Taj Mahal. Vatican City is another one we need to look at. A horse born in 2017. I remember following this one myself. Born sired by Galileo, out of You're So Thrilling. 7 races in his life, 1 win, 1 second, 1 third. Earnings of £59,681 in his career. Vatican City was very unlucky not to win the Irish 2000 Guineas of 2020, where he could only finish second, and he was also third in the Group 2 Boomerang Mile in the same season as well. Group 1 and Group 2 placed. He really did not win the races that he should have done, I don't think. But yeah, I do remember he's very unlucky not to win that Irish Guineas that day. Toy is another one, a filly, born in 2019, sired by Galileo, out of You're So Thrilling. Toy raced 9 times in her career, 2 wins and 3 seconds, out of 9 starts. Earnings of $157,411 US dollars in her career. Toy managed to win the listed Garnet Stakes of 2022, and she was also placed in the Irish Oaks the same year, Group 1 race where she finished second. So Group 1 placed in the Classic, listed winner at 3. Toy, very good horse. They just keep coming. A tremendous line on You're So Thrilling. The last one we need to look at is Coolmore, a mare born in 2013, sired by Galileo, out of You're So Thrilling. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Coolmore raced 9 times in her career, 1 win, 1 second and 2 thirds. Earnings of £161,635 in her career. Coolmore only won once, but that was a pattern race. She won the Group 3 World Park Stakes at 2 in 2015. She was also 4th in the Fillies Mile, Group 1, and at 3, she was placed 3rd in the Belmont Oaks Invitational in America as well. So Group 1 placed, Group 3 winner, Coolmore. Safe to say that You're So Thrilling has certainly done her job in the paddocks. It's fair to say, without any shadow of a doubt. We need to look at a dam now called Yet. Yet is a mare born in 2019, sired by Warfront, out of Butterflies. People will see that Mariah Storm is the second dam of this mare. Yet raced 3 times in her career, 1 win and 1 second, for earnings of €28,400 in Ireland. You'll see there that Yet managed to finish second in the Group 2 Early Stud Stakes of 2021, held at the Curragh. But what she is the dam of Albert Einstein, one of the hottest colts in the early part of this season. A colt born in 2023, sired by Wootton Bassett out of Yet. 2 wins out of 2 for €46,020 in his career. Albert Einstein has managed to win already the Group 3 Marble Hill Stakes on only his second start. Are we going to ever see the horse again? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Hasn't really been seen since yet. unfortunately. But yeah, Albert Einstein. So not only could this line be figuring the classics this year, it could be figuring in the classics next year as well on Classic Watch 26. And now we're going to take a look at some others on this line. Decorated Knight is an interesting one. People will see that Mariah Storm is also the second dam of Decorated Knight, a horse born in 2012, sired by Galileo, out of a dam called Pearling. Decorated Knight raced 19 times in his career, 8 wins, 4 seconds and a third. 13 out of 19 times in his first 3, and the horse earned £1,326,618 in his career. Decorated Knight was third in the Group 2 Joel Stakes of 2015. At 4, the horse made his listed pattern race breakthrough with victories in the listed Festival Stakes and the Group 3 Meld Stakes at 4. And at 5, the horse won 3 Group 1s. Won the Group 1 Jebel Hatta in Maidan, the Tattersalls Gold Cup at the Curragh, and the horse also won the Irish Champion Stakes at Leopardstown, as well as winning the Winter Derby Trial at Lingfield in England as well, finishing second in the Prince of Wales's at Royal Ascot that year. The horse entered stud in 2018 to 2023 at the Irish National Stud, and at stud in 2024 at Longford House Stud in Ireland. So the horse has moved at stud, and it's still at stud at Longford House Stud for a fee of €3,000 in the 2025 season. An interesting stallion, really. It hasn't really had the crops, has it? Hasn't really had the numbers on the ground. Only one biggest crop of 66 in 2021. 184 foals have been foaled out of Decorated Knight. 118 of them have ran, and between them, 57 horses have won 146 races. Between them, the horse has only sired 1 graded stakes winner and 1 stakes winner, and that was out of the 2020 crop. It was aged 4 and above as well. You'll see that exclusively that was a fair trip as well, just under a mile and a half. And they've mainly gone round in Great Britain, Italy and Ireland, even though the pattern race winner is somehow in Australia. And that pattern race winner is Etna Rosso, winner of the Grade 3 Group 3 Newcastle Gold Cup. That is the only pattern race winner sired by Decorated Knight. And you would think, with a horse as well bred as that, that's quite disappointing, isn't it? Really, that this horse doesn't seem to have captured the imagination of people at stud. It's now finally about time to look at the second dam of our horse, Scandinavia. Mariah Storm, a mare born in 1991, sired by Rahi, out of Immense. Mariah Storm raced 16 times in her career, 10 wins, 2 seconds and a third. So 13 out of 16 starts in the first 3 and 10 of 16 winner. Earnings of $724,895 US. Mariah Storm won some races. Group 2 winning 2-year-old, winner of the Arlington Washington Lassie Stakes of 1993. She also won 2 Group 3s that same year, the Axar Ben Oaks of 1993, and she also won the Arlington Heights Oaks of 1993 as well. At 3, she was placed 3rd in the Group 1 Spinster Stakes, and at 3 also she won the Group 2 Turfway Handicap, and she also won the Full City Handicap and the Arlington Matron Handicap as well. So multiple Group 2 and Group 3 winner, and she was also Group 1 placed that one occasion in the Spinster Stakes. She is, obviously, as we know, the dam of Freud and Giant's Causeway. I found this horse related to her, Panoramic. Panoramic, a horse born in 1987, sired by Rainbow Quest out of Immense. So this is a half-sister to Mariah Storm. Panoramic raced 13 times in his career, 3 wins, 4 seconds and 2 thirds. Earnings of $382,570 US in his career. The horse was trained by Andre Farb, and it won the Group 2 Prix de Harcourt. I'm assuming that would be in 1991, because that is a race for older horses. The horse entered stud in France 1992 to 2011 before sadly dying of a heart attack at Arras-de-Clayette in France. But yeah, that's related to the second dam of Giant's Causeway, this horse. So this pedigree has delivered decent horses for quite a while, it's fair to say. And we're going to keep reinforcing that point now. Immense, the third dam of the horse. Immense, born in 1979, sired by Roberto, out of a horse called I'm So Dear, who was born in 1967. Immense saw plenty of action on the track 28 times. She raced 5 wins, 7 seconds and 4 thirds. 16 of 28 starts in the first 3, and she managed to earn $123,424 US dollars in her career. She managed to win the Group 3 Little Silver Handicap of 1982, and she was also 4th in the Rumson Handicap, the first division, too. But she was a Group 3 winner in that Little Silver Handicap of 1982. Very good broodmare. Sadly died 1999 at Crescent Farm. I found another horse related to her as well, Dearly, Dearly Precious. A mare born in 1973, sired by Dr. Fager, out of I'm So Dear. So this is a half-sister to the third dam of our horse. Dearly Precious raced 16 times in her career, managed to win 12 of them, finishing second on another 2. So 14 of her 16 starts, this horse was in the first 3. And she managed to earn $370,465 in her career, US dollars. What races did she win? Well, a Group 1 winning 2-year-old. She won the Sorority Stakes and the Spinaway Stakes. Another one to have won the Arlington Washington Lassie Stakes as well. Group 1 and dual Group 3 winning 2-year-old. And at 3, the horse won the Acorn Stakes Group 1, the Primus Stakes, another 2 Group 1s at 3 in 1976. She was also second in the Group 2 Black-Eyed Season Stakes and second in the Group 3 Comely Stakes as well. Eclipse champion 2-year-old filly of 1975, Dearly Precious. And I think this horse is related to Giant's Causeway going round 25 years later. You know, there's an underlying thread in some of these horses, isn't there? It's fair to say. We'll take a look at the fourth dam now. I'm So Dear, a mare born in 1967, sired by Chieftain, out of, ironically, who was born in 1960. I'm So Dear raced 33 times in her career, 5 wins, 7 seconds and 6 thirds. 18 out of 33 starts in the first 3, and she earned £46,744 on the track, dollars. Sorry, I'll get it right in the end. You'll see there the horse did win 2 stakes races. She won the Rocket Stakes of 1970, and she won the Lilac Stakes of 1971. She was also second in the Apple Blossom Stakes. I think that race is a lot higher grade than it was in 1970 these days. But yeah, another decent dam, I'm So Dear. So all 4 dams really, apart from the first one that was unraced of Scandinavia, have made their mark at the track, on the track. What a magnificent horse we are dealing with here. It's fair to say most people would be happy with that, but no, we found others. This horse is so well bred that they just keep coming. Some videos are like that, and I make no apologies for them. My horses really are this good. Elenia is one we need to take a look at. Elenia, a mare born in 1979, sired by Navajo, out of a mare called IQ. People will see that It's a Bet is the third dam, and ironically is the third dam of this horse, and ironically, as we know, is the dam of our dam. So this is a half-sister. This is out of a half-sister to our 5th dam. Ilenia raced 7 times in her career, and she managed to win 4 of them. Earnings of $103,633 US dollars. Classic winner. The horse won the Italian Oaks of 1982. The horse also won the Group 2 Premio Dormello in Italy as well, as finishing second in the Premio Regina Elena, another Group 1 race back in the day from Italy. So yeah, another classic winner there, Elenia, the 1982 Italian Oaks winner. We have to look now. This is where I've actually saved you time in this video, believe it or not. Hasili. we have to take a look at Hasili, a mare born in 1991, sired by Kayazi, out of a dam called Karali. If people go back, they will see that It's a Bet is the 6th dam of this horse, and you'll see that It's a Bet is the dam of Ironically. So she is the 3rd dam. She is the 2nd dam of the 5th dam of the 4th dam of our horse. Is also the 3rd dam, the 5th dam of Hasili. They take some working out, but it just shows you how well bred this horse is. Hasili raced 17 times in her career, 4 wins, 3 seconds and a third, 8 of 17 in the first 3, and she earned £62,791 herself on the track. Hasili managed to win the Prix de Sablonnais in France, and at 3 she was 2nd in the Prix Imprudence, and she was also 2nd in the Prix de Lilas. I know the Imprudence is a pattern race now. Not sure about the others. Broodmare in Great Britain, so many good horses out of her. 2006 Broodmare of the Year. Sadly died in March 2018. Hasili. I could have shown you literally 100 horses here, and the video would have gone on for 3 hours, and it would have been warranted, you know, because all these horses are top class. So what I've had to do, really, so I don't hammer home just how good this horse is, Scandinavia, is I've had to use a bit of discretion. We're just going to look at a couple that were winning Group 1s in the 2020s, and we're going to look at the dams of them as well. Belbeck is one. Belbeck, a horse born in 2020, sired by Showcasing out of B Queen. Belbeck raced 12 times in his career, 4 wins and 2/3 in its 6 out of 12 in the first 3, and the horse earned €385,863 in his career. Belbeck won the Group 1 Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère of 2022. Horse also won the Group 3 Prix de Bois, and at 3 the horse won the Group 3 Prix Perth. Horse was 3rd in the Group 2 Prix Daniel Wildenstein and 3rd in the Prix Jebel as well. Horses at stud at Haras de Montfort Pro, which is their owner's stud, Nurian Bizakov. I don't think there's any horses on the ground yet. Commenced stud duties in France last season, Belbeck, available for a fee of €6,000. At this point, he is his line descends from Banks Hill. I've actually closed the horse down already, Belbeck, so I will open the horse up again. Oh dear. The internet has gone. Oh no. A brutal attack on humanity's productivity. Let me pause this video and I will get the internet back. Hello everybody and welcome back. Maybe one day the world will let me make a video without interrupting me. Looked at Belbeck, you'll see that Banks Hill is actually the 3rd dam of Belbeck. And Banks Hill won 5 of her 15 starts and was 2nd 5 times and 3rd 3 times. 13 or 15 times in the first 3, and she earned $1,824,808. Banks Hill won the Group 1 Breeders' Cup Filly and Mares Turf. She also won the Jacques Lamalois in France, the Coronation Stakes in the UK, and she also won the Group 2 Prix Sandringham in France. 2001 champion 3-year-old filly in Europe. 2001 USA champion turf mare. Still producing Group 1 stallions this decade out of Hasili. The next one we need to take a look at is Mirage Dancer. Mirage Dancer, a horse born in 2014, sired by Frankel out of Heat Haze. Mirage Dancer raced 34 times in his career, 5 wins, 6 seconds and 7/3, 18 out of 34 starts in the first 3, earnings of $1,069,925 Australian dollars and £264,804 in his career. Another one that made his breakthrough in Australia at 3, the horse was placed in the Group 2 and the Group 3 races, the Great Voltager and the Centenary Stakes at 4. The horse won the Group 3 Glorious Stakes at Goodwood and he also won the listed Tapster Stakes at Goodwood. But he was placed in the Group 2 Princess of Wales Stakes. So the horse was still improving. At 5, the horse won another listed race, the Tapster Stakes, as well as securing 2 more Group 2 placed efforts, as well as his first Group 1 placed effort in the Caulfield Cup. And at 6, as the internet goes again, at 6, the horse managed to win his Group 1 race, managed to win the Metropolitan Handicap in Australia, Group 1. And at 7, the horse was placed in 2 more Group 3 races out in Australia, the TRC Tattersall's Cup and the Sky High Stakes, 2 Group 3 races. Very interesting horse, Mirage Dancer. He is at stud, but I think he's going to sire just national hunt horses, really. He went to Coolmore's national hunt stud at Castleford. Oh no, it's Castle Hyde, isn't it? Theirs. I don't know where Castlefield stud is in Ireland, but I do think the horse is siring national hunt horses, and they will come down the pipeline at some point. The dam of Mirage Dancer, Heat Hayes, a triple Group 1 winner out in America. Raced 14 times in her career, 7 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds, 11 out of 14 times in the first 3. And she earned $1,183,620 US in her career. For some reason, the lazy person who didn't enter this did an awful job. Didn't even bother putting the races in that the horse has won. That's the trouble when you allow the public to edit sites. You know, you might save a few quid, but your information suffers as a consequence. You know, awful job. We're going to take a look now at Lead Artist. Lead Artist, a colt, born in 2021. The horse sired by Jubawi out of Obligate. You'll see Hasili is the 3rd dam of Obligate. Lead Artist raced 9 times in his career, 4 wins, 3 seconds and a third. Only out of the first 3 in 1 of his 9 starts. The course has earned £550,702 so far racing in Great Britain and Bahrain. The horse so far has won at 3 the Group 3 Thoroughbred Stakes and the Group 3 Darley Stakes of 2024. Horse was 2nd in the Group 2 Park Stakes and was also 2nd in the Bahrain International Trophy as well, finishing 3rd in the Henry Cecil Stakes at Newmarket before this year winning his Group 1, winning the Lockinge at 4 of 2025, a race held at Newbury. So another Group 1 winner there. And obviously the dam Obligate, although she never won a Group 1, she was one that I followed. So we will have a look at her. Obligate, a mare born in 2016, sired by Frankel, out of Responsible. You'll see there Hasili, the 2nd dam. Obligate raced 5 times in her career, 3 wins and 1 third, for earnings of €149,390 in France only. Obligate won the Group 2 Prix de Sandringham, and she also won the listed Prix de Lilas and was placed in the Group 1 Prix Rothschild, where she could only finish 3rd. Group 1 placed, Group 2 and listed winner, producing Group 1 winning colts. Well, and all these are off Hasili, you know. That's the interesting thing. We have to go all the way back, really, to what people consider the best one out of Hasili now is Dansili. Dansili, a horse born in 1996, sired by Dane Hill, out of Hasili herself. Dansili raced 14 times in his career, 5 wins, 4 seconds and 3 thirds. 13 out of 14 times in the first 3, and the horse managed to earn €526,057 in his career. The horse never won a Group 1, Dansili, believe it or not. The horse was placed in the French 2,000 guineas of 1999, and the horse was also placed in the Prix Jacques Le Maloir and the Prix de Moulin at 3. And at 4, the horse was placed in the Prix de la Forêt and the Sussex Stakes as well, and the Queen Anne, which is now a Group 1 race, and 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Mile. But the horse itself only managed to win the Group 3 Prix Messidor of 1999, and in 2000 the horse won the Group 2 Prix de Muguet at Saint Cloud and the Group 3 Prix Edmond Blanc at Saint Cloud as well. So yeah, Group 2 and dual Group 3 winner Dansili, placed in 5 Group 1 races. 2000, champion older male in England and France of 2000. The horse entered stud in 2001 at Banstead Manor, pensioned in April 2018, before sadly dying on 2021, 22nd 2021, after a short illness. If people look at this horse here, a famous name, they will see a bit more on Dan Silly's stud record. He is the champion French sire in 2006, second in Great Britain and Ireland sire list in 2010, champion broodmare sire in France in 2024, and the champion broodmare sire in Spain in 2022. The horse sired 1,262 progeny to race, 907 of them won, earnings of over £141 million on the track, 153 stakes winners for Dan Silly, and 83 stakes place getters. Sire I could never get on with though, funnily enough, Dan Silly. But yeah, sired a lot of stakes winners, so you've got some brilliant stallions on this damn line, haven't you, really? With this one and Giant's Causeway and others that we've looked at. Another horse that we really do need to look at, because it was decent. I don't think was on the Hasili line. No, it was sort of, because Corrali, the dam of Hasili, is the second dam of it. Leroy de Sanimo, Brazilian bred horse, born in the year 2000, sired by Candy Stripes out of a dam called Dissemble. You'll see Corrali, the second dam, like I said. Leroy de Sanimo raced 13 times in his career, 9 wins and 2 seconds. So 11 out of 13 times this horse was in the first 2. What a horse, for career earnings of $1,658,377 US dollars. Leroy de Sanimo bred, owned by Landwade Stud, bred by Haras Bego do Sul. You'll see there at 3, the horse was placed in a Brazilian Group 1, the Grand Premio APB-TCC. The horse then went to America at 4, where the horse won the Citation Handicap of 2004, also won the Group 3 Inglewood Handicap and the Group 3 Morovich Handicap. But it was at 5 where the horse really did start to get useful. It won the Group 1 Atto Mile at Woodbine. The horse also won the Frank E. Kilroe Mile, Group 1, also won the Group 2 4-Star Dave Handicap before being beaten at the end of the year. I remember this because I was in Benidorm for it. Second it was, beaten in the Breeders' Cup Mile in 2005, where everyone thought it was a certainty. The horse raced in Brazil, Canada and the US, last raced in Belmont. 2005, the Eclipse Champion Turf horse. Entered stud in 2006 at Stonewall Farm. In 2014, the horse moved to Landwade Stud in England. Died at Landwade Stud in 2016, sadly, following complications from a minor paddock accident earlier in the year. You'll see there, sire of Group 1 winner, Animal Kingdom. It's through that horse, Animal Kingdom, we can get to see a little bit more about Leroy de Sanimo's stud career. He entered stud in the USA in 2006. Sire of 446 progeny to race, 314 of them won. Earnings of over $56 million. And the horse sired 25 stakes winners and 24 stakes place getters. Leroy de Sanimo. So he had some sort of a stakes career. But with horses like Giant's Causeway on here and the one we've just looked at, there is some good stallions on here. Glen Eagles going round to a decentish grade, you would have to say, some of his foals. Very interesting pedigree this horse has got, Scandinavia. It's a very good horse. People you see there on the historic dam line, you'll see, if you go back to the 1905 Belmont winner, Tanya is on this line. But there's our section. Ironically, Q, there's Ilenia, the Italian Oaks winner, and there is Giant's Causeway himself. And there's our section there. I'm So Dear, Immense, and Mariah's Storm. There's Leroy de Sanimo's section, and there is Dan Silly's section as well, out of Hasili. Some incredible horses, and they're all so closely bred together, which takes us back to our horse, Scandinavia. Is he a classic horse? Well, I think what we can do now is close down a few tabs before I pause the video, because the internet's gone again, hasn't it, as we know. So let me just close down a few tabs to save on CPU. And then, unfortunately, I will have to pause the video again because I've been interrupted again. And I will try and get the internet back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. The first race we're going to take a look at from Scandinavia is the Bahrain Trophy at Newmarket. And the internet is what it is, so I'm going to try and get on with it. We're going to watch this race now, and then we'll see what we think after it, hopefully.
They're off. Ladies' Day at the Debenhams July Festival underway with the Group 3 Bahrain Trophy. A mile and 5 furlongs ahead of them. Scandinavia in the blue and orange is the first to show up as they meander their way through the first furlong. Further at this stage, racing a little isolated. Nighttime Dancer in the blue and white tracks the leading pair, with Hallelujah You in the cheek pieces and Titanium Emperor the early back marker as they begin a gentle right-hander at this point and move towards the end of the first quarter mile. And now Further, the mauve cap for Oisin Murphy, moves through to Scandinavia. They race on by a couple of lengths to Hallelujah You, Yellow Jacket, just shading third, shadowed in turn by Nighttime Dancer, and Titanium Emperor racing last of the 5-strong lineup as at a decent enough pace now, nudging up beyond 35 miles an hour. Further and Oisin Murphy lead them into the turn with the Bunbury Mile about to stretch before them. Scandinavia a couple of lengths away in the slipstream of the leader. Hallelujah You a further 2 lengths back in third place, and then Nighttime Dancer and Titanium Emperor in the violet silks under David Egan is just last. Moving towards halfway then in the Bahrain Trophy, and Further setting the fractions here to Scandinavia. Hallelujah You racing on the near side of Nighttime Dancer, and Titanium Emperor firmly in touch, last of the 5 as they move inside the final 3/4 of a mile. And Further has just steadied things down a fraction, no more. Leads by 3 parts of a length. Scandinavia just beginning to apply a little pressure now. Ryan Moore, the blue and orange silks. Hallelujah You gently squeezed into the bridle in third. Right on his tail, Titanium Emperor is being asked for more. Nighttime Dancer still 1 place in front of him in fourth as they head on down towards the last 3.5 furlongs. Scandinavia on the right now, drawing up sides Further. Nighttime Dancer has been bustled up into third ahead of Hallelujah You. Titanium Emperor at this stage in fifth is just a little outpaced, and they're about to run downhill towards the last 2.5 furlongs. Scandinavia goes on. Nighttime Dancer, White Cat ranging up as a threat. Further looks to be backing out of it down at the rail. Then Hallelujah You and Titanium Emperor climbing out of the dip with a furlong and a half to go. More in front here on Scandinavia and asking for more. Scandinavia stretching on over 2 lengths clear to Nighttime Dancer. They're playing now for places in behind because Scandinavia is powering clear in the hands of Ryan Moore, and Scandinavia wins the Bahrain Trophy emphatically. To Nighttime Dancer in second, Hallelujah You in third, then Titanium Emperor, and lastly Further.
Wow. That was a fairly conclusive, wasn't it? Very good performance, I thought that was, from Scandinavia, powering clear against his fellow age groups to take out the Group 3 Bahrain Trophy in emphatic style in that race. Did very little wrong, didn't he? Travelled beautifully, and when the jockey asked him, he powered clear. Very good performance to take out that race. It was less than 3 weeks later, the horse was back out again, racing in Group 1 company against his elders. We're going to take a look at that race now, internet permitting, in the Group 1 Goodwood Cup. Over a bit further, so we'll need the internet for a little bit longer. Let's watch this race now, and we'll see what we think.
And they're off. And very slow to begin was French Master, and also stoked along leaving the stalls is Sweet William as they set off on a 2-mile journey in the Group 1 Al Shakab Goodwood Cup, already through the first turn, and both the runners here for Aidan O'Brien go forward. Illinois, and on the outside Scandinavia, although it will be Scandinavia who will now have the inside rail at the end of this straight as they go towards Oak Tree Corner. But it is Illinois who now goes on to Scandinavia, who races in second position. Trushan is in a share of third with Sunway. Then there's a break of over 2 lengths to Military Academy, and he's now racing just about in advance of Sweet William. And then Dubai Future, and the slow starting French Master is at the back of the field as now they prepare to make the turn at Oak Tree Corner. A mile and a half to go in the Goodwood Cup, and it is Illinois and Ryan Moore who've got the lead by half a length to Trushan towards the outside, who races in second. Sunway is in third, and Scandinavia, having broken alertly, has been taken back, and he now races in fourth position and a little off the rail. Then towards the inside is Military Academy, followed by Sweet William, and then Dubai Future, and still French Master is at the back of the field as now they've made the journey to the top of the hill, and very shortly they will now cross over to the other rail and go under the tree line, which carries them downhill towards the intersection of the courses and halfway in the Al Shakab Goodwood Cup. And it is Illinois and Ryan Moore who lead, to Trushan and Holly Doyle in second position. Then Sunway and Asheen Murphy in third. Scandinavia and Wayne Lawden in fourth. 2 lengths away, Military Academy and William Buick in fifth. Sweet William and Robert Havlin in sixth. And then Christophe Soumillon and Dubai Future in seventh. And still it's French Master and James Doyle at the back of the field. And now they've gone through the intersection, and now they climb. They climb on through the final 7 furlongs of the Goodwood Cup, taken all the way by Illinois. Trushan the Shadow in second. Sunway is in third, and Scandinavia racing in fourth. In fifth position is Military Academy, and then Sweet William urged to get a little closer, and Trushan is being pulled up. Trushan is pulled up as they race towards the top of the hill, and so now it is Illinois who goes into the top turn. Scandinavia now, his stablemate, is the one who comes to put a bit of pressure on the outside of Sunway. Sweet William, Military Academy, French Master and Dubai Future, and now they race down the hill on towards the final half mile of the Al Shakab Goodwood Cup. Still it's Illinois who has the lead over stablemate Scandinavia. The 3-year-old is in second. Sunway is in third. Sweet William urged along in fourth. Military Academy is in fifth, and then Dubai Future, and angling to the outside is French Master. They're racing now down towards the final 2.5 furlongs, and Illinois still has the lead, and he has the rail to Scandinavia in second. Sweet William, and then French Master down the wide outside. Sunway still there towards the inner, and now they're racing inside the final furlong and a half. Illinois pressed all the while by stablemate Scandinavia. Sweet William to the outside. Sunway tries to kick back, then French Master on the outside. Scandinavia on the outside of Illinois in what's becoming a private battle. There's a half furlong to go. Scandinavia, the 3-year-old, edges the lead, racing up to waterline. It is Scandinavia who takes the Goodwood Cup over stablemate Illinois in second. Sweet William and Sunway. A long break to French Master, Dubai Future, who never featured, and then a distance back to Military Academy.
A fantastic performance there, it's fair to say, by the 3-year-old Scandinavia to win against his elders in the Group 1 Goodwood Cup. An absolutely good performance, I think it's fair to say. We've seen other 3-year-olds try that race from that yard. I remember Santiago trying to do that a couple of years ago. I think he managed to fail, but he'd already won a classic before he tried, because he went to the Irish Derby and he'd already won that race before he went to the Goodwood Cup. This one has ended up winning a Goodwood Cup before he's even had a chance to run in a classic. But like we looked there at the time, is this horse a classic horse? I would say there's probably, at this stage, he probably is. He's entered in the 13th of September in the Betfred St Ledger at Doncaster. Other bookies are available. And he's also entered in on the 14th in the Coma Group International Irish St Ledger. Other financial groups are available as well. Luke Coma, isn't he warned off in Ireland? Still allowed to sponsor classics. A funny old world, isn't it, horse racing? It really is. But yeah, two St Ledger entries in the upcoming weekend for Scandinavia. So chances are, if he takes his chance in one of those races, he will be on Classic Watch 25. And is there a better pedigree on the site? Hard to say, really. There's some very nice horses on the site, isn't there? This one surely warrants his place on the great site if he takes his chance this coming weekend. Right, I think I can leave this video here after nearly an hour. thank you very much for taking the time to learn about Scandinavia with me. It has been very much appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed making it. What I will do is I will leave you a copy of the Classic Watch 25 playlist to look at horses and possibles, see what horses you can find in there from the Classic Watch 25 archives. And what I will also do is, for those of you who have sat and watched this video for over an hour without subscribing to the channel, I think it's safe to say that you're missing a trick by not subscribing to the channel, aren't you? You know, you've sat and given up an hour of your life and watched this video, and you've obviously enjoyed it because you've made it past the hour mark and towards the end of the video. So why not do yourself a favour and subscribe to the channel? That way you will not miss any more content moving forward. Right, I think I will end this video here now. Like I said, thank you very much to everybody for watching it. Like I said, what have we got coming up this week? Well, I'm hoping it's still only Tuesday. I'm hoping for a quietish week, really, leading us to the two ledgers in the UK and Ireland this coming weekend. Still trying to find some pretty interesting 2-year-old races coming up this weekend. It's Irish Champions Week, so I think that means National Stakes and Moyglare this week. So we might find more Classic Watch 26 clues this weekend, who knows? But for now, this video on Classic Watch 25 possible Scandinavia is pretty much done. Thank you very much to everybody for watching it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones as well. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care and goodbye.